Is Midjourney and AI art actually safe to use in your e-commerce business? Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. If you're brand new here, my name's Kerry. Thank you so much for watching. Let's jump in. Today I want to talk to you about Midjourney and AI art and some recent developments in this space, some recent changes. And I want to attempt to answer some questions like, is AI art actually trademarked or copywritten? Is it safe to use in your print on demand or e-commerce business? And can people steal the art that you're generating on these platforms like Midjourney? First, let's talk about if your art can be easily stolen on a platform like Midjourney specifically. Now, if you're not aware of how Midjourney works, I'm actually in the Discord right now. Midjourney actually operates inside Discord, and you generate your art via putting in text prompts here in this Midjourney, in this Discord feed, and your art will pop out. Now, what you're looking at on my screen right here is art that is being generated right now through the AI by different users, around the world. And the art you're seeing is art that people are creating right now. Now, because of the way that this works, that means anyone like myself could come along here and in theory, I could steal the art that someone else is creating on Midjourney. So if I'm scrolling through here and I say, well, I really like this art that's generated right here, I could then upscale this art, or I could create my own version, or I could create some variations of this art here, and I could actually just download it for myself. And so when you look at it in this regard, the answer to the question, can people just steal your art, is a pretty clear yes. Anybody could come in here and in theory just take the art that you are generating through the AI and sell it on Etsy, or sell it on their own website, or put it on a t-shirt, or whatever they want to do with it. So that's a little scary for some people. Now, over on the Midjourney terms of service, we get a real clear description of how this works. And I think these have been some recent developments in their terms of service to really explain this to us in a clear way. Now, under your rights, now this is under the copyright and trademark section. I want to draw your attention to this section right here. It says, if you are not a paid member, you don't own the assets you create. Instead, Midjourney grants you a license to the assets under the Creative Commons Non-Commercial 4.0 Attribution International License. It says, please note, Midjourney is an open community which allows others to use and remix your images and prompts whenever they are posted in a public setting. By default, your images are publicly viewable and remixable. As described above, you grant Midjourney a license to allow this by being a member. If you purchase a pro plan, you may bypass some of these public sharing defaults. In the next section here, and I want to show you the pricing here in just a second, says if you purchase the stealth feature as part of your pro subscription or through the previously available add-on, we agree to make the best effort not to publish any assets you make in any situation where you've engaged stealth mode in the services. So if we go over to the Midjourney subscription plans, you can see there is a free trial or a free plan here where you can do some basic generation. When you go up to the basic plan, which is actually what I have, you pay $10 per month. You do not get stealth mode there. And stealth mode means you get a private feed of your AI generations, which would make it to where other people cannot steal it. And you can see in their terms of service that Midjourney says, hey, we're not gonna put this on our community feed. We're not gonna put this anywhere that people might steal it. So in order to get that stealth mode, you actually don't get that on the standard plan either. You have to go all the way up to the pro plan, which is gonna be $60 per month or $48 per month at $576 per year if you take that annual option. And so that gives you that stealth mode, and that would basically give you the ability to hide what you're creating and get it in a private feed where people can't steal it. You can also see right here under usage rights, you get nothing under this free plan, but you do get the general commercial terms under all three of the paid plans. And it says right here, if you subscribed at any point, you are free to use your images in just about any way you want. If you're a company making more than $1 million USD in gross revenue per year, you must purchase the pro plan. For complete details, please see the terms of service. Are you looking to start or grow an online t-shirt or apparel business? If so, I want to invite you to go watch a free class over at shirtschool.com, where I'll break down our Shirt School system that has helped thousands of people from around the world start, grow, and scale profitable online t-shirt and apparel businesses. We've been fortunate to work with thousands of people over about 3.5 years, and we've also been able to help people reach 6 and 7 figures through this unique system. So if you want to go watch that free class, it's about 60 to 75 minutes, and it will be well worth your time. Just go over to shirtschool.com to give that a watch. So essentially, just to be clear on whether you own the art that you create, Midjourney says if you are on a free plan, they own the art, you do not own it. If you are on any paid plan, you do own the asset, you do own the art, but that does not make it to where people cannot easily steal your art unless you have the stealth mode on the pro plan. So understand that the art that you create is still subject to be stolen or ripped off by others if you're not paying for that pro plan to get that private feed, that stealth mode plan. And just as a side note, many other AI art generation softwares do not have like a public feed like Midjourney does. So in most cases, or in a lot of cases with other AI generators, it's not being put out for the public. So you would get a little bit more of a private use out of that. But specifically with Midjourney, you've got to be on that pro plan to get that stealth mode, or just understand that, people could take your art. The last thing I want to talk about in this realm today is if your art is actually already trademarked. Are you infringing on trademarks and copyrights that might be out there by using some of these AI art generators? And that's a question that's come up a lot. And a lot of people have actually tried to make the case that, because AI is using data from the past and using art from the past, that you could be generating art that might be copywritten or trademarked. Now, personally, in my opinion, I think any kind of art, whether it's AI generated or generated by person, most of the time it's being inspired by something else. You would even see in, people, when people are creating original art, even if they were painting, that it might look like a similar style or be inspired by something else. And I think that's kind of the same way that AI works. It's taking things from the past and creating new art based on inspiration from those. But there is some controversy around this, and I can totally understand why people would think that. So let's dive into some things that are happening in some terms of service around this and see what not only Midjourney says, but what's happening in this realm. So as far as for what Midjourney puts in their terms of service under DMCA and takedowns policy, they say, we respect the intellectual property rights of others. If you believe that material located in or linked to by the services violates your copyright or trademark, please send a notice of claimed infringement to that email with the subject takedown request and include the following. So if you believe that they have infringed on your copyright, you can email them with a DMCA, a takedown request. Now, I may have missed it somewhere, but as I was thumbing through and reading these terms of service throughout, I didn't really see much in the way of Midjourney addressing whether they are infringing on any copyrights or trademarks with the generated art or how that works. I don't really see anything that explains that. There may be something in there that I missed, but I'm not seeing much on their end actually talking about, hey, this is how we generate art and we're not infringing for these reasons. So that's something interesting. Now, that brings me to my next point, and I think we're gonna see more of this happening as we get further and further into this AI journey that we are on. But a recent lawsuit has been filed. This is a news article that says Stability AI and Midjourney are being sued for copyright violations. I heard about this from a few people in my community, went and looked it up, and this is basically what it says. Now, this just happened in January. It says the class action lawsuit filed by 3 artists alleges that Stable Diffusion has been trained on stolen intellectual property. The ongoing confrontation between digital artists and AI continues, with 3 artists launching a class action lawsuit against Stability AI, the developers of Stable Diffusion, Midjourney, and a portfolio platform called DeviantArt, which recently reached DreamUp, so on and so forth. It says the suit alleges that the AI generators in question have been trained on stolen intellectual property and violated copyright laws on multiple occasions by using the artist's work without their consent. And so this is essentially what I was mentioning to you earlier, is that some people believe that because Midjourney is trained on copywritten and trademarked things, because it's AI, that's kind of how it works, that it is then violating the copyrights and trademarks because of the art that it's generating. Now, I would say, in my opinion, I think a lot of the responsibility goes on the end user, not the actual AI company. What do I mean by that? I mean that if you are sitting in your office like I am right here, and I get out a piece of paper or I pull up Photoshop and I draw a picture of Mickey Mouse, that is on me, right? I am the creator. And so in the same way, Midjourney and these AI, I think they're putting the responsibility on you as the end user, that you're not gonna go in and put in Mickey Mouse and then go sell that art, or put in Star Wars or whatever the case may be, a celebrity, and then go sell that art. So I think a lot of the responsibility goes on the end user, or at least from Midjourney or the AI companies' perspective, they're putting that responsibility on the end user because you are the one actually putting in what to generate. In my opinion, it's no different than maybe a social media platform, right? You have the ability to type in whatever you want to put on that social media platform, and that could violate the terms of service that the social media platform has put in place. And that is kind of on you, not the platform. So it's a difficult situation. I'd love to know your thoughts and comments down in the comments section. Let me know what you think about these really interesting and controversial topics. I'd love to know what you think, because there are all different perspectives on this. And I think we're really still just at the very, very beginning of this AI journey. And for the most part, my stance is that I believe that these are really, really useful tools that can save us a ton of time and headaches and money. And so I think they're really, really useful and helpful for us as business owners and people that have a side hustle, or specifically print on demand and e-commerce sellers. Some of these tools are amazing and I love them, but I also want to make sure that we're using them in a responsible way. And so that's kind of where I fall, is not using them for bad, but trying to use them for good. And so let me know what you think down in the comments, and thank you so much for watching this video.